If you believe America always keeps food separate from drugs, this story is going to shake that belief. There is a legal food that packs more than twice the protein of eggs. Yet for decades it was treated like it belonged in a police report. And the turning point is not ancient history. It is dated December 20th, 2018. When the Agriculture Improvement Act carved hemp out of the federal definition of marijuana under the Controlled Substances Act, as long as it stayed at or below 0.3% delta-9 THC. Now hear the part that still makes people tense up. Right at the grocery shelf, 100 grams of hulled hemp seeds carries about 31.6 grams of protein. 100 grams of whole raw egg carries about 12.6 grams. That is not a trend claim. That is nutrition math. So the question is simple, and it is uncomfortable. How did a seed that never gets you high end up living in the same cultural shadow as a drug? Because for a long time, the public did not just fear the substance, it feared the word. And that fear rewired what Americans considered normal food. Even after federal law drew a bright line, stigma does not vanish on the day a bill is signed. And on the very same date, December 20th, 2018, the food regulator finished reviewing 3 hemp seed ingredients and said it had no questions about them being generally recognized as safe under their intended use. Yet most kitchens never noticed. By the end of this story, the viewer will see how a label can erase nutrition, how confusion can become policy, and how policy can quietly shape a shopping cart. Hemp and marijuana did not get tangled up because society was careless. They got tangled up because it was simpler to enforce one scary category than to explain 2 different products. This is the result of a choice, not an accident. In 1937, the Marijuana Tax Act was signed in August and took effect on October 1st. It put federal control over cannabis into a tax and registration system that treated ordinary commerce like something suspicious. Decades later, Congress replaced that framework with the Controlled Substances Act. It was passed in 1970 and effective in early 1971. Cannabis sat in the strictest bucket, while the public learned one shortcut lesson. Cannabis equals danger. The problem is that hemp is not a feeling, it is a definition. Modern law draws that line using one chemical, delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, the cannabinoid that causes the high. Under the 2018 Farm Bill, hemp is cannabis with no more than 0.3% delta-9 THC on a dry weight basis, meaning it is designed not to intoxicate. But for people who lived through the old headlines, the reflex does not care about dry weight or chemistry. It cares about the word on the label. That is why a pantry seed could carry the social stigma of a drug even after the legal definition changed, and why the market stayed cautious long after the law got specific. And it matters, because once a food gets branded as morally risky, incentives kick in. Stores stock less of it. Brands avoid it. Families stop trusting it. And the normal protein choices stay expensive and familiar. Here is the clean math that makes this whole thing hard to ignore. It lives in the same unit, and it does not depend on opinions. In standard nutrition tables, 100 grams of whole raw egg has about 12.6 grams of protein. 100 grams of hulled hemp seeds comes in around 31.6 grams of protein. Put side by side, that is about 2.5 times as much protein by weight, which is why the headline, "Twice the protein of eggs," is actually conservative. Now, protein is not a magic word. It is just the body's building material. It maintains muscle. It supports recovery. It helps strength from sliding with age. That is why this number hits people over 60 in a very specific place. It is not about a trend. It is about staying steady. And once you see that gap, the real question changes. It is no longer, is hemp a food? Because the protein number already answers that, in plain terms. The question becomes, why did a food with that kind of protein density spend so long outside the category of normal? This is the result of a choice, not an accident. When a system trains shoppers to treat a word like a warning label, the market follows the path of least resistance. Stores stock what feels safe. Brands market what feels familiar. And a dense protein source can stay sidelined, even after the facts are sitting right there, in the same measurement. Before any of this got messy, hemp was just a workhorse. In early America, it was grown for the stuff that kept daily life running. Cordage, sailcloth, textiles, even paper. The kind of practical material nobody argued about, because ships and farms depended on it. Then the 20th century arrives, and the story snaps in half. Once cannabis gets framed as a single threat, hemp does not get judged on what it does. It gets judged on what it resembles. The simplest structure to enforce was one big category, and the public learned one big shortcut. If it sounds like cannabis, treat it like danger. The strangest proof is that hemp did not disappear because it was useless. During World War II, after the Philippines fell in 1942 and fiber supplies were squeezed, the United States pushed farmers to grow fiber hemp again. Tax stamps were issued for cultivation. In that window, roughly 400,000 acres of hemp were cultivated between 1942 and 1945. Then the urgency passed, the stigma stayed, and the crop faded right back out. The last commercial hemp fields in Wisconsin were planted in 1957. That arc is why the seed feels like a contradiction today. People are not reacting to nutrition. They are reacting to a memory, the system trained into them. The moment hemp got legally separated from marijuana, the system did something very specific. It picked a simple rule that could be enforced and repeated without nuance. Under the Agriculture Improvement Act of 2018, hemp was defined as cannabis and its derivatives, with no more than 0.3% delta-9 THC on a dry weight basis. That single threshold became the line between ordinary commerce and controlled substance. A bright line makes paperwork cleaner, enforcement faster, risk management easier for everyone who has to make decisions at scale. Regulators, insurers, national retailers. But here is the trade-off. Nobody likes to say out loud. When the rule is simple, public understanding gets simplified too. And the old fear keeps doing its job, long after the definition changes. Even on December 20th, 2018, when the food regulator said it had no questions about 3 hemp seed ingredients being generally recognized as safe under intended use, most households still did not reclassify the seed in their heads as just food. That is how structure shapes a shopping cart. If a product triggers controversy, stores stock less, brands advertise less, and the familiar proteins keep winning by default. If that logic feels accurate to you, comment the number 9 right now. If you think that is not what is happening, hit like to show you disagree. When people hear grass, it sounds like a stamp, but it is actually a process with a specific meaning. On December 20th, 2018, the Food and Drug Administration said it had no questions about a company's conclusion that 3 hemp seed ingredients are generally recognized as safe under their intended conditions of use: hulled hemp seed protein powder, hemp seed oil. In plain English, that means the agency reviewed what was submitted and did not see a reason to challenge the safety conclusion for those uses. It is not the FDA saying, "We certify this forever," and the agency is clear. The manufacturer stays responsible for making sure products are safe and compliant. That nuance matters because it explains why the legal world can move faster than the public mind. A regulator can draw a clean boundary, like hemp being defined by a delta-9 THC threshold on a dry weight basis. But a household does not rewire a gut reaction overnight. The system chose a structure where legality is decided by measurable chemistry, while culture keeps running on shortcuts and old warnings. So even after safety language exists, on a federal page, with a date stamped on it, the grocery aisle still behaves like the past. People keep reaching for familiar proteins because familiarity feels safe. And safe is a stronger incentive than new, even when the numbers say the new option is simply food. Walk into any American grocery store, and you can feel the outcome of this story without reading a single law. Eggs are normal. Chicken is normal. Whey powder is normal. Hemp still triggers a tiny pause, even when it is sitting in the same health aisle as chia and flax. That pause has a cost. When a food feels socially risky, retailers stock less of it. Brands spend less to explain it. Shoppers default to what they already trust. The structure rewarded simple categories and fast enforcement. It left the public with a shortcut fear that outlived the policy. So a person over 60, trying to protect muscle and strength, keeps paying for familiar protein, while a dense option stays niche. And the math is still sitting in plain sight. 100 grams of whole, raw egg, about 12.6 grams of protein. 100 grams of hulled hemp seeds, about 31.6 grams. Even when federal agencies put words like "no questions" next to hulled hemp seed and hemp seed protein powder, culture does not instantly update. The end result is not drama, it is routine. People buy what feels safe, not what is most efficient. And the shopping cart becomes the final paperwork of an old stigma. This is not a video about picking a side in a culture war. And it is not a pitch for a miracle food. It is a simpler point, and it is uncomfortable. A label can override nutrition, and once that happens, millions of people make the same choice without realizing it was guided. The structure favored one big warning sign because it reduced friction for policy and enforcement. The incentive for the market was to follow whatever kept risk low and sales steady. That is why a seed can be chemically defined, legally separated, and even discussed as safe for intended food uses, yet still feel emotionally wrong to buy. If someone has spent decades hearing one word in the same sentence as drug, the brain does not ask for a lab report. It just tightens up. A system does not need to hide information to shape behavior. It only needs to make the simplest story feel safer than the true one. Once you notice that mechanism here, you start seeing it everywhere. In foods, in supplements, in the way normal gets defined. The real recovery is not hemp. The recovery is the habit of separating chemistry from stigma and data from reflex. So your choices belong to you again. Now it comes down to two explanations, and you cannot stay neutral, because your answer reveals how you think the world actually works. Either this was a long, clumsy misunderstanding that kept rolling forward on inertia, or it was a predictable outcome of incentives, where a single scary category made enforcement easier and made the market stick with familiar protein by default. If you believe the second explanation fits reality, comment the number 9, because you just admitted that labels can steer a nation's diet. If you believe it was only accidental confusion, hit like to show you disagree with that view. And here is the part that forces an honest response. Think about your own kitchen. If someone offered you a food with about 31.6 grams of protein per 100 grams, and it does not intoxicate, would you still hesitate because of a word you grew up fearing? Answer that question in the comments. Do not dodge it. If you want more stories like this, where ordinary knowledge gets pushed aside by stigma, convenience, and structure, subscribe to this channel, because the pattern does not stop with one seed.